performance in the middle of pandemic feels like an undergoing just as in a really TV show. It's message instruction to arrive at Hampton Park in Glasgow. 2 hours before school kick off against the Republic. I must wear a mask at all times. I must take no food from a micro bag to plastic bag provided by the stadium. And all the catering all over official. So no fancy burgers or cartoons of Flat Pepsi to keep me going. When I immediately turn up to the stadium 3 hours early, the crowds are predictably sparse. The pub outside the ground floor is a supporter wrapped in scarlet flag looked like attempting to leave. But when I suggest to a steward that might go get a drink ahead of the game, a look of concern crosses her kindly face. Be careful which pub you're going to, she said. They will see you coming. What is she referring to? Could it be the dunce book bag A4 side that I'm clutching? I have given my spare ticket to a rear scout, my friend Alastair, who is from Edinburgh. It's also not 100% at home in Glasgow. We decided to take the advice and skip the pub. Inside the stadium, we encountered a fan, the loudest tartan suit I ever seen, including a tiny tartan cloth bag. I posed for a photo with him and they tells me I had it tailored, my son. It fits me like a glove. It is not just COVID regulation that make this unique and peculiar European tournament. Euro 2020, as a UEFA still insists on calling it, has also sucked into the culture where the pub outside the ground for fully support wrapped in scarlet flag looked like a tempting alternative. But when I suggest to a steward that might go get a drink ahead of the game, a look of concern crosses her kindly face. Be careful which pub you're going to, she said. That was see her coming. What is she referring to? Could it be the dance book bag apple side that I'm clutching? I have given my spare ticket to a rear scout, my friend Alastair, who is from Edinburgh, so also not 100% at home in Glasgow. We decided to take the advice and skip the pub. Inside the stadium, we encountered the loudest tartan suit I ever seen, including a tiny tartan cloth bag. I posed for a photo with him and he tells me I had it tailored, my son. It fits me like a glove. It is not just COVID regulation that make this unique and peculiar European tournament. Euro 2020, as a fast insist on calling, has also sucked into the culture wars. The football's culture wars. National football team are symbol of the nation, but that is not a straightforward task at a time when national identity is so fiercely contested. The pressing issue for Scotland is independent. For England, it is race. English football team has decided to take the knee before matches as a protest against racism. By the time they do it, they are booed by a significant section of their own supporters. Even the government seems uncertain about the response. After hesitating for a while, Boris Johnson, Prime Minister, condemned the booing and urged fans to get behind the team. But two members of his cabinet, Jacob Rees-Mogg and Prabhat Patel, defended the protesters and expressed racism but condemned the Marxist Black Lives Matter movement. Patel, British Home Secretary, accused the player of indulging in gesturing politics. Players from the England team post-game press conference are normally confined to discussing tactics, injuries, and the atmosphere inside camp, and now being asked to wear home security. It would be natural to assume that cabinet ministers are better at politics than footballers, but the Johnson government has reason to be worried of the clashing with the England team. Last year, it went down to an ignominious defeat when it took a Marcus for but extension of free school meal for poor families. The Manchester United and England forwards mobilized a million signatures behind the petition and forced the Johnson government to change tack. The 23-year-old Westbrook preparation for 2020 included a Zoom call with Obama. While plenty of tourists are prepared to grumble about the walk in Westbrook, none are willing to take him on in public. The cultural wars of football are not just happening in Britain. When the multiracial Belgian team took the knee in Russia ahead of their opening game in the tournament, they were also booed by the crowd. Doubtless the Russians also protesting against Marxism. Viktor Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary, one of the whole nation for 2020, defended the protesters. Willing to take the saying the Hungarian citizen defended the saying that who were visiting team saying that Hungarians see the gesture as a provocation. Orban himself, a right-wing provocateur who has become a hero to the Trump is fired in America by Shrimper warning about the LG dangers Europe being flooded by Muslims. But even some moderate conservatives are uncomfortable about footballers taking the knee. One prominent tourist thinker in Britain laments to me that football is mere political space, but now the national team has become a source of division. I can see what it means this year's tournament. It never really brings back memories of Euro 96. When England also played their games at Wembley and the whole country, they seemed to get behind the team in a complicated sort of way. Back then, packed the stadium all joined the sing of the Lions football's coming home. Now the stadiums are largely empty and some of the home crowds are actually bringing the players. As somebody who has been to many England games over the years, I know that the idea that team was never mixed up with politics or race is an illusion. England games have always attracted a substantial number of socially hooligan far-right supporters who trademark chant is "No surrender to at the last European Football Champions in France in 2016, the ugly tradition of English football hooligans emerged. When I remarked to another fan that I didn't particularly enjoy being caught up in a nearby riot, outside a bar in Marseille, I was told curtly, "If you don't like it, you should stay at home and watch the game on television." Football ground in 1970 was also where I saw the most over racing that I ever witnessed in Britain. It was routine to see the players spark Bibles and monkey noises. The football authorities and commentators were silent about this for many years, so if the current nation side built them to make a statement about racism, it is hard to accuse them of bringing politics into a political space. The politics, particularly the racial politics, have always been there. The identity issues are rather different for Scotland. Euro 2020 comes as the Scottish government is ramping up demand for a second independence referendum. This is the first major international tournament the team has qualified for since 1998, neatly fitting the narrative of national revival. Arriving in Scotland for the first game of the tournament, I find the local paper full of optimism. In recognition of the enormity of the occasion, the Scottish government has even allowed school staff lessons to largely watch the game against text live. As a visiting English fan, I wonder how I feel about all this. I grew up supporting Scotland in big international tournaments. I had little option since England failed to qualify for the World Cup in 1974 and 1978. But British identity was less complicated back then. The anthem play for the Scotland side that lined up to play Brazil in 1974 was "God Save the Queen," although recording does not show the Scottish play looking particularly delighted. Today, the crowd and team will be belting up loud Scotland loud enough with the stern word that we can still rise now and be the nation again. When Scotland qualified for the World Cup in 1973, there were more than 90,000 people inside Hampden. But today, thanks to COVID, it's a little over 9,000. Far from the joyous return to the big time that has been advertised, it feels pretty bland and lonely of the stand, even if the Tartan army has been reduced to little more than a couple of battalion. They built up loud Scotland loud enough to join our conversation. The team started the game with all the expected passion to forward. Their captain, Diego Robertson, can be seen gesturing to his player to calm down. Then the Czech score and the air sucked out of the stadium. At halftime, which I choose spent in the toilet next to the hand dryer, the warmest spot in Hampton, there is hopeful chatter around that Scotland might able to turn this round. But early in the second half, football history is made by the Czechs. The team centre forward gets the ball on the upper line and blows ball over the Scottish goalkeeper into net. It is one of the most brilliant goals any of us will ever witness. The crowd is now almost totally silent apart from a tiny group of Czechs on the other side of the stadium and a group of children near me who continue happily shouting for Scotland, while the other around them was frozen in horror. After the match, Alastair reminds me that Scottish fans are used to bitter disappointment, making the national football team a symbol of the nation in double-edged sword. We imagine them scoring wonderful goals and celebrating with the fans, but what if your goalkeeper floundering flat on his back and tangled up in the net? Euro 2020 has already delivered humbling setback for two football-mad populist leaders. Orban gave permission for a capacity crowd to attend Hungary's opening games in Budapest against Portugal, only to see the national side lose 3-0. Recep Erdogan, president of Turkey, traveled to Azerbaijan and sat in a place of honor next to Azer prison, from where he was able to see Turkey go down to 2-0 defeat against Wales. England fans also have a habit disappointing their most ardent fans. The side often portrays that embody one of what we like to believe are national characteristics: courage, calmness under pressure. In fact, as a recent piece by Jonah Leo in The Guardian pointed out, England are uniquely bad at holding a lead in a tournament. The numbers seem to suggest they might even be battlers, and whereas the French and Italians are much better at holding their nerve when they take a lead. If Southgate, the England manager, can somehow break this cycle and turn England into a winning outfit, he will inadvertently provide a huge boost to the Johnson government that is desperate for a symbol of the success of Brexit Britain. But Southgate has subtly unmistakably positioned himself to the left of the government, taking the knee. It leads a multiracial team and has continued to defend their right to make statements other than football. It has become accepted wisdom in Britain that culture wars always work better for the right than the left, but football may be an exception. A poll taken across Europe before 2020 showed 54% of English football fans supported taking the knee, with 39% opposed. If the England appear winning, the number in favor may rise, along with the team's popularity. For once, the right may find itself on the wrong end of a culture war. For the duration of Euro 2020, I will care much less about who wins the cultural war than who wins the tournament. Both Scotland Euro 2020 began with a deflating defeat. The England team disappointed fans almost as reliably as the Scots, just slightly later in the day. On the other hand, this is a real tournament. It's taking place in the middle of pandemic. The stadiums are quarter full, and England are playing half the season. I am allowing myself to for the weirdest outcome of the lot, an England victory.